Right now, somewhere in your memory, a moment is about to be born twice. You're walking down a hallway, you've never been here before, and then, out of nowhere, your whole body freezes. Because somehow, you already know what happens next. You've done this before. You've stood right here, said these exact words, felt this exact feeling. Except you haven't. Not really. This is deja vu. And for most of your life, you've probably brushed it off as some kind of glitch. A weird little hiccup in an otherwise normal brain. But what if it's not a glitch at all? What if it's your brain accidentally showing you how it actually works every single day, without you ever noticing? Let's start with what your brain is really doing every second you're awake. You think you're experiencing the present moment as it happens. Live. Real time. But you're not. Your brain is constantly building a model of now, using information that's already slightly old. Light hits your eyes, sound hits your ears, and by the time your brain assembles all of it into a single coherent experience, a tiny delay has already passed. You're always living a few milliseconds in the past, and your brain is just very good at hiding that from you. Here's where it gets strange. Your brain has two main regions working together to build this experience. One handles the raw sensory information coming in right now. The other handles memory, comparing what's happening to things you've experienced before. Normally, these two systems run in perfect sync. Sensation first, memory check second, in that exact order. But what happens if that order breaks? Some researchers believe deja vu happens when there's a tiny communication delay between these two brain regions. The memory checking system fires just a fraction of a second too early, or the sensory system reports in just a fraction too late. And when that happens, your brain receives a signal that looks like a memory attached to something that's actually happening right now. Your brain doesn't know how to interpret that. It's never supposed to happen. So it does the only thing it can. It stitches the two signals together into a single seamless feeling. This has happened before. Not as a thought, as a certainty. A full-body conviction that overrides logic before logic even gets a vote. That's the part that makes deja vu so unsettling. It's not like remembering a fact. It's not like recalling a fact you're unsure about. It arrives instantly, and it feels more certain than most things you actually do remember. Your brain isn't asking you to believe it, it's telling you. And here's the twist that makes this even stranger. Some scientists think deja vu isn't a malfunction at all. It might be a byproduct of your brain constantly checking itself for errors. Every moment in the background, your brain runs a kind of silent quality check, comparing new experiences against old ones to make sure your memory system is working correctly. Most of the time, this check happens so smoothly you never notice it at all. Deja vu might just be the rare instance where that internal error-checking system briefly surfaces into conscious awareness. In other words, deja vu could be proof that your memory is working exactly as intended. You're just catching it in the act. There's another theory that's even more unsettling. Some researchers point to the brain's temporal lobe, the same region involved in certain types of seizures, as a hotspot for deja vu. People with epilepsy that originates in this area often report intense, vivid deja vu right before a seizure begins. This doesn't mean everyday deja vu is dangerous. Most of the time, it's completely harmless. A brief electrical hiccup and nothing more. But it does suggest something important. This, "I've done this before," feeling might be a direct byproduct of misfiring neurons in the exact same brain region responsible for stitching your memories together in the first place. So the next time it happens to you, the room going quiet, your skin going cold, that eerie certainty that you've already lived this exact second, remember what's actually going on beneath the surface. Two systems in your brain, built to work in perfect harmony, briefly slipped out of sync. For less than a second, your memory and your present collided, and your brain, faced with something that shouldn't be possible, didn't malfunction. It made a choice. It decided that the only way to make sense of an impossible signal was to believe it was real.